welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator from Central Victoria, Australia, and I'm really happy to have you here today. I'm showing you a really gorgeous card. Let me bring it in and show you. This is the card we're working on today, and I love this card because it's an interactive one. So the flowers pop up and we've got a nice little greeting there as well. This stamp set that we're using for today's card is called Kangaroo & Co. It is a favourite of mine, and I think there's a few reasons why it's my favourite. We have 3 kangaroos that we can stamp with, but it's a really interactive card. So the dies cut out the kangaroo and the pouch, and you can pop different items into the pouch, whether it be the joey, the flowers, the hearts, presents, and you can make it a really interactive card. Now, if you're purchasing this one, I would really appreciate it if you could purchase it through me. There is links down below to purchase it through my online store, and it will help me to create more projects and cards for you and videos as well. And before we get started, you definitely should sign up for my emails. There is a link in the description. When you sign up, you'll receive free tutorials, free inspiration, all the updates that are going on as well. So I would love it if you could do that. Let's get started. All the supplies I'm using for today's project can be seen on the screen. Head over to my blog for all the measurements, and the supplies are listed over there as well. I love interactive cards, and this Kangaroo & Company bundle is set up perfectly for all our interactive card needs. We're going to start with our stamping and colouring of our card first. I have thick basic white here, and we're using Memento Tuxedo black ink because we are using our stamping blends or alcohol based markers. You're going to use the Memento. It stops the bleeding, and it's actually a really nice crisp black as well. So I've stamped both the large kangaroo and the bunch of flowers, and here's all the stamping blends that we're using. So I'm using a few different browns because kangaroos are a reddish brown colour. So I'm starting off with the dark cinnamon cider. Now this is a perfect colour. It is a reddy brown and is perfect for our shading or our colouring of our shadows in the kangaroo. So I'm also using the dark soft suede here, and what I do is I come through and I blend the colours together, and then I will come back through later on and just add a little bit of extra dark, just so it's not so blended out. So once I have the soft suede here on, I'm going to use the dark crumb cake, and then we're going to finish it off with the light crumb cake. So stamping blends actually work really well if you're a beginner. They're very forgiving, and I love that because I am not the best colourer. It's not a technique that I'm very good at, but stamping blends make everyone look like they are. So I have the light one here. I'm going to come in, go over it, but because it's a little bit washed out and it's not quite blended the way I preferred, I'm going to come back in with the dark crumb cake just to blend all those colours in and get rid of all those harsh lines. There is a couple of harsh lines there. Beautiful. Okay, so these are slowly getting rid of those harsh lines that I've popped in. So we have petal pink here for his little cheeks and his little nose, and for our bunch of flowers I'm using petal pink as well as flirty flamingo, the light and dark, so the combos. And the greenery is the granny apple green because granny apple green is so bright and cheery, and I love it. I like nice bright cards, so it is the one that I go to more so than anything else. So we're going to add a little bit of 𝐼𝐶𝐻 later on, and I think I actually forget to film that. But yeah, don't forget to add 𝐼𝐶𝐻 because it's really pretty. So we're going to bring the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine in. This is the best tool ever. Now if you have an old Big Shot that you're using and it's not cutting out perfectly anymore, highly recommend purchasing this machine. Even with the most detailed dies, cut out the first go through all perfectly. So I've got the layering circle dies here, and we're using the second largest in the solid circle as well as the largest in the scallop. And that flirty flamingo piece of cardstock that just went through, that is a matting piece, so you want to cut it out in the middle, but you can still use that one as your matting. And I've also cut out that circle, solid circle, in petal pink cardstock. So I have another piece of matting Petal Pink cardstock here that I've run through the Painted Texture 3D Embossing folder. This is part of the Fine Art Floral Suite in the mini catalogue. You can find that on page 32 to 34. And I'm also using the Designer Series paper that's part of this set. This is the Fine Art Floral DSP, so absolutely gorgeous papers. Really, really pretty. Okay, so I'm just showing these gorgeous papers here. One side is floral, the other side is more textured. Really nice. So I'm just going to layer these two pieces together with some Tombow liquid glue, and this comes together really quickly, this card, now that we've got all our colouring done. Now we're going to pop this piece down onto our card base. It is thick basic white cardstock, almost said Whisper White, and I'm using dimensionals to pop this card down. The next thing we're going to work on is our interactive part with our Kangaroo. And we're going to have to make a bit of a change. So the die actually cuts out a little slit in the Kangaroo's pouch, but I'm going to make that just that little bit bigger so I have enough room for the pull-up feature. And I'm just going to use a craft knife. So I'm just grabbing a craft knife and a self-healing mat here. And you don't want to cut too much, but just enough that there's a little bit extra wiggle room there. So I'm going to bring in a scrap piece of the basic white here. We're going to stamp the sentiment "Thanks a Bunch" with the Memento Tuxedo black ink, and we're going to do a little bit of cutting out as well. So we need a bit of a strip that we can pull this strip out. The flowers are going to be on top, but these are going to hold the sentiment hidden behind the Kangaroo, but also hold on to the flowers. So you just have to work out, depending on how big your slit is, how big this strip's going to be. I'm going to just chop a little bit off there. And when I'm happy with it, yep, that comes in and out quite easily. Oh, take a little bit more off. We're going to use foam adhesive strips as well for this project, just to make it a little bit easy to pop together. So I don't need quite that larger piece, and those flowers will sit nicely on top. So moving to the back bit, here are our foam adhesive strips. We're going to make a channel for that slider piece to come up and down. You're also going to pop a little bit underneath, so it's a bit of a stopper. You don't want your piece to be going down past the Kangaroo so it can be seen. You want it to be a bit of a surprise that it opens up the way it does. And we're also going to pop some of those foam adhesive strips all the way around to pop the whole Kangaroo up. Now, if you would like to purchase Kangaroo & Co bundle or the stamp set, you can do so in my online store. You can purchase any of your supplies there if you would like. By using the hostess code for this month, I'll send you out a customer appreciation card as well as a bundle tutorial, and that is packed full of lots of inspiration for you. Okay, so we have that interaction part working. I'm going to pop a dimensional on the top and put those flowers down on top. So super simple and easy. Actually, I've popped the flowers down a little bit low there, so I'm going to take that off and just secure it a little bit higher on top of that sentiment. So perfect. The last little bit of stamping that we're going to do is with our circles. So I'm going to bring that Petal Pink solid circle in. When using Petal Pink ink, and you could either use the butterflies or the hearts in that stamp set. I'm going to go with the butterflies. This is a spring card in my mind, and we're just going to randomly stamp all the way around that circle. You could stamp off too, but I think Petal Pink is so light anyway, you don't really need to stamp off. So we're going to glue or adhere these two together with some liquid adhesive. And we're going to attach our Kangaroo on top. So I have two strips of this Designer Series paper. This is the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. And I've also got the Snail Mail Twine combo. This comes in Blushing Bride and Whisper White. I'm using the Whisper White piece. And I'm just going to tie a little bow down the end of each of these Designer Series paper strips. So a little knot and then a bow. Super simple. And just a little, adding a little bit of extra sweet to the card. So I'm going to do that on both sides. This would look great as a kid's card as well, wouldn't it? Or a baby card. Such sweet colours. So I'm using liquid adhesive to glue these down to the card base. You could pop them up if you want. I don't know whether it really needs any extra pop-up. We are going to pop up the circle or the scallop circle there. So I don't think it needs pop-up on pop-up. It's not a lot to talk about on this card. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit quiet. Okay, we're almost done. So we're going to use some dimensionals for these ones. And the other thing that I didn't do on camera is I forgot to use my 𝐼𝐴 Stella. So make sure that you go on and you colour in both your kangaroo and your floral bunch, because it looks really nice, sparkly. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed today's card. If you have, please like, comment and subscribe to this channel. Remember, the links are in the description of this video to sign up for my emails and also to purchase Kangaroo and Company stamp set. I'll be back with another video really soon, so hopefully you can come back for that. If you have hit subscribe, please hit the bell as well. That'll let you know that I've got a new video. Alright everyone, have a wonderful day and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.
Are you hearing my words I'm saying to you? 'Cause I'm looking in your eyes.